Satie was 48 when the First World War broke out, and its effects seem to have left no impression on him at all. He remained, at its conclusion, the same unfathomable eccentric that he had always been. On the other side of the Channel, a younger generation of composers and poets made extraordinary sacrifices, some never living beyond the first steps into an artistic life. Alfred Hausmann's poem, The Lads in Their Hundreds, dates from 1896, when George Butterworth, 1885 to 1916, was 11. The composer's settings of his Shropshire Lads songs date from 1911, but his death in fierce fighting on the Somme in 1916 has given this particular song an added poignancy, making Butterworth, as Stephen Banfield put it, the perfect model of his own poignant subject matter. Neither poet nor composer had any direct experience of the effects of war at the time. Butterworth had just moved from York to London and enrolled himself as a mature student at the Royal College of Music when he wrote the song. The poem was also set by Arthur Somerville, Ernest Moran, Charles Orr, and Ivor Gurney, among many others, and settings of Hausmann's verse marked a renaissance in English song, compared by many to Heine and Goethe's effect on the German Lied. As the 20th century dawned, so did a renewed interest in folk music. The historical conjunction of Hausmann, folk song, and the war would have momentous implications for the creation and consumption of song. The lad from Shropshire was everyman, and the subjects of folk songs were the sons of English soil, whom the composers, reinvented as commissioned officers in the army and navy, would lead into battle. Conscription and enlistment became the ultimate engines of social change, as the officer class discovered comradeship and mutual dependency with those whose lives were only known from semi-mythical folk song and subservience at the opposite end of the social spectrum. The changes were more than musical, and they created the conditions for a final flowering of English song. Ironically, the freshness of Butterworth's songs signalled a partial escape from the German influence that had overtaken English composition since the time of Handel, whose music still resounded in English concert halls and churches for generations after his death.